Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear, now go with the go so. Herdsmen, they kill us every day, for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they are they run to? Move it down. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jealous. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive them. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come. It is very close and they feel when the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it down. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collected bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. One of them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.
Anyị wee na-akpọkụ gị onwe gị bụ simile nke ndị agha ka igwe mere anyị ebere ka akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka ude nke anyị na-asụ wee bịa n'iru gị ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee guzosi ike ka anyị wee n'ikpete mazụ nye ha sọgụtụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'ebighị ebi maruo n'ebighị ebi ise mma mma dịrị gị Chineke mma mma dịrị gị Chineke.
Are you still fighting the struggle to have independence for Biafra?
We are fighting for independence, not fighting physically with guns and bullets. We are fighting in terms of our agitation. We are fighting in terms of our belief. We're fighting in terms of our consistency to ensure that we are free. Because we're not free. As a free people, we can afford to make life better for our people. Right now, we can't do that because of how Nigeria is structured and because of the very flawed foundations upon which Nigeria is.
You called for a referendum latest this year, November, you said, I think.
Yes.
If that doesn't happen, what's the way forward? Because the way it looks like the government will definitely not agree to that.
Then there'll be no elections in Biafra land. No more elections here. They can put whoever they like in office. They can do whatever they like with their political positions. we will not engage in any political process.
You said it's a peaceful struggle, but
Yes.
There are some videos of you appearing in the past, especially abroad, in particular in one conference in the US, where you said you need weapons to defend yourself, you need guns and ammunition. How can we understand that in the context that you're saying it's a peaceful struggle?
I'm sure you've heard about the Fulani headsmen killing people all over the place. Have you heard about it? Exactly. So how do you intend to defend yourself against Fulani headsmen without guns and bullets? They'll be killing our people, raping our women, destroying crops in the farms, and no one does anything about it. Is that how human beings are supposed to live?
So, and you have the right to arm yourself and defend yourself with arms in that context?
Self-defense is recognized even by all the known laws of the UN. Is that not correct? We have the right. If somebody were to barge into this very interview and are wielding a machete or an AK-47, are you suggesting we should let them get away with it?
You were detained for almost 2 years, from 2015 on, and actually there was no trial. No trial ever happened, and despite several court rulings that said you were supposed to be released, you were not released.
Yes.
Do you think you were treated in a fair way by the government? Or rather also by the justice system?
No, not fairly, because Nigeria is not a civilized country. People behave like animals. They are not reasonable enough. They're not disciplined enough. They are not mentally developed enough to run a transparent civil society. For them, they have a feudal mindset where you have the ruling class and, a multitude of poverty-stricken people who never utters any word in rebellion or to even ask questions about their plight. That is one thing we are determined to challenge.
Don't you think you insult a lot of Nigerians with that?
I'm being very kind, to be honest. I could have used far more harsher words to describe them. I'm being very kind.
So generally you don't think very positive of your countrymen then, obviously?
They are not... When you say positive, no, as individuals, perhaps there are a few good people amongst them. But as a collective, this is an absolute mess. And you can see for yourself. Didn't you go through the roads and see how horrible they are? Didn't you see how unkempt everywhere is? How filthy and dirty everywhere is? That is the product of a Nigerian system that is uniquely backwards, even by the very third world standards of Black Africa. That's the fact, and people must face up to it.
Well, I traveled in the north quite extensively, and I went to very remote areas sometimes where you would still find Igbo people living there, peaceful together with communities in the north. Don't you sometimes think that you might endanger their peaceful coexistence with the communities there, that they might get into trouble with that?
So if they're living so peacefully together, or cohabiting so peacefully as you put it, how come you hear about all those uprisings in the north where southern Christians are being slaughtered and nothing gets done about it? Are you telling me that that is normal? People are in the north out of a dire need, necessity more or less, to try and survive. Because here, the entire production process has been emasculated by people and policies that are geared towards ensuring that our people exist in perpetual state of poverty. And that is unacceptable to us. What we're asking the world to recognize is that we want to live in peace, not in pieces. We want to live in peace, just to allow us to be. Allow Biafra to exist. We were existing before the British came. Just allow us to go back to, what we were before. No African came to Europe to create countries. So for somebody to just come in here and say, you, from today your name is Nigeria, is simply laughable.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this evening program. It's going to be a very quick one. I thank you for joining. Those who are able to join, invite others to join us so that we can run it as fast as possible. In our platform, we always do it the way it is. We don't come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to preach hate. We come here to preach the gospel of Biafra, and we say things the way they are, regardless anybody wants to say or how they feel or whatever. In this platform, it is a place where we come to share our views, a place where we come to provide solution to the situation of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. It's a platform for solution. We don't only complain, we provide solutions. And that is why every day here presenting Biafra as the only remedy. The only remedy is Zoological Republic of Nigeria is Biafra. And until they recognize this remedy, Biafra, they will continue to wallow in failure. They will continue to wallow in utter destruction, in chaos. So I welcome everyone that have joined us on this very evening program. I thank you for joining us on this evening program. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you will be with us to run this program as quick as possible, and we are good to go. Do not worry, even if it is only one person that is watching, we are going to complete our program. No matter the attack they bring to us, we will complete our program. Chukwu Okike will share it by himself, and those who need to hear will hear. Those who are interested in other selfish purpose should go ahead. So the topic we are going to discuss this evening, very quick one, is illegal war on Biafra, Nigerian brutal attack and human rights violation exposed to the world. Illegal war on Biafra. When we talk about the illegal war, it is a war that has been going on for so many years. The war that started in 1967 that never ended. Even though they pretend it has ended, but they continue to fight it in one way or the other. At some stage, they came to announce it and tell the people that this is what is going on. No media is reporting it. Nobody is talking about it. But on our own, we will continue to expose it. We will continue to talk about it, no matter how they try to cage us. They will not stop us. It doesn't matter. No amount of intimidation, no amount of assault, no amount of imprisonment will stop us from talking. We will spread this gospel and expose the Nigerian brutal attack and human rights violations against us. One of those human rights violations is the one that just happened before your own very eyes. In the case of Nnamdi Kanu, the one that is just happening in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, that one is a very, very open example of the human rights abuse against the Biafran people. An innocent man who has been detained, and they refuse him from getting his medical treatment. Instead, they continue to adjourn, even when they know he's having a very critical health issue. In the midst of that critical health issue, they have refused to allow him to get medical attention, and they continue to delay him, thinking that they're going to break his soul, thinking they're going to stop him by that. By the special grace of Chukwu Okike, Nnamdi Kanu will not be broken. He is standing tall and standing stronger than he can ever imagine. And that is one thing that is baffling them. When they think they have arrived, they think they have done their worst, they will just end up to realize that Nnamdi Kanu is even getting more tougher and stronger. When they wake up and they think, oh, they have done something, oh, they have got him, they will just get their shock that this person is not ready to back down. And because of that, if Nnamdi Kanu could not back down, is it you and I that have our freedom that will back down? Is it you and I that still enjoy freedom? Are we the one that will back down? It will be a shame, a very big shameful thing for us if we do back down. Nnamdi Kanu refused to back down. And that is why today they are waging this illegal war on Biafran people. The evidence of illegal war is the breaking of all laws known to man, international law, and a plan for accountability that they refused. So we are watching this program from, I want to urge you in the name of Chukwu Kabiama to pay attention, because we are not going to allow this evil to continue. We will continue to speak, we will continue to talk, regardless what the situation might be. They ended up putting so many laws on media, social media laws, and media laws on what, just to make sure that people are afraid. They create fear on people to shut us up, but not for Biafrans. We will continue to speak. We will continue to talk for as long as we have life. No matter how they try to hold us back, no matter their lies, their propaganda, their blackmail, we have refused to be silenced. We have refused to be silenced, and we will not be silenced. They have done it on several occasions, from several ways and several angles. But my joy is that Biafran people are strong and formidable. The more they do these things to weaken us, they also wake up and realize that we cannot be weakened, because we know what we are fighting for. We are asking for our rights. What we are demanding for self-determination is our right. It's not just a privilege, it is our right. And we will continue to demand for that. My fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, lovers of truth across the world, tonight we speak truth to power. The Nigerian government has waged an illegal war against innocent Biafrans. They continue to wage illegal war against the innocent citizens of Biafra. A campaign of blood, a campaign of deceit and denial. That is what we are seeing every blessed day. The same way they are shedding blood in all parts of that country, both in the north, in the southwest, and in Biafra land. And they continue to deceive the world about it. They continue to deny it. Even in the president's genocide against the Biafra, against the Christians that is being talked about, they continue to deny it. And what they do is they deceive people. They go and bribe organizations, bribe groups, even Christian groups, Biafran people, to come and testify that there's no genocide in Nigeria. And this bunch of idiots, this bunch of clowns who are chasing their own personal interests will come and deny the shedding of blood that is happening even in their own territory. They join the enemy to deceive the world about the atrocities of the government, the involvement of the government in this genocide. They join the world, join the Nigerian government to continue to deny something that is obvious, that is very open, in the open. You don't need to be a Nigerian for you to see the genocide in Nigeria. Evidence of the genocide in Nigeria is all around in the media. How do you explain a place where what happened in Yelwata happened, where 200 individuals, children, mothers, parents, were butchered in cold blood? 200 human beings. How do you explain the mass burials that happened in Benue State? How do you explain the mass killing that happened in Enugu State? How do you explain that? And each time when they come, they deny this fact. And whenever this very atrocity is affected and they claim it's enough, go and check those are the indigenous people of that area, and not the Fulanis. The people who are pursuing the conquest of Nigeria in the name of Islam are the Fulanis. The Fulanis, this bloodthirsty group, continue to march. And it is not history or story that the British handed over a supposed country into the hand of these terrorists. The British handed them over That very land. And that is why they want to conquer it and take it over completely. Foreigners who have came, which have stolen all this. So instead of them to leave the people in peace, and they continue to terrorize the country in the name of Islam, and they want to take over the land by fire, by force. They have succeeded in bringing some of the Southerners into their side to help them to push this propaganda. And it is ongoing even as we speak. But tonight, we expose it with facts, international law, and moral fire. This is not a fight of gun. What we are seeing today, it is not just a fight of gun anymore. It is a fight of truth versus tyranny. What you are seeing in Nigeria is a fight of truth versus tyranny. It is not a fight of guns and weapons and whatever. It is a fight of truth versus tyranny. That is why Nigeria is paying billions. Nigeria has gone bankruptcy in order to suppress the truth. They have gone bankrupt just to suppress this truth. They go to every length, including bribing the same people that are involved, to testify and claim that what is happening never happened, even when there are confirmed evidence, verifiable evidence. People have gone on the ground to see things for themselves, interview people for themselves. We have a lot of interviews we've played online, and yet some idiots that don't have conscience will still come and deny it. You can only see such in a contraption like Nigeria. I want every one of you to join us on this evening. Let us unmask this madness. Stay with us. Share the broadcast in your own platform. Share the broadcast to family and friends. Let the world know Biafra is not a crime. Biafra is a right. Being a Biafran is not a crime. Promoting and supporting Biafra is not a crime. It is a right. But they have made so many people to believe that speaking about Biafra, talking about Biafra is a crime. And so many people out of fear have chickened out. But we will not be silenced. Nigerian brutal attack and gross human rights violation is everywhere. There are evidences everywhere. One of the most popular is the breaking of international laws at every given opportunity. These are happening every blessed day. And we must not pretend they are not happening. We must not pretend they are not happening. We have seen on several occasions in Biafra land, in the old southeastern region, you see the amount of human violation in that very area. Repeated violation of international human rights and humanitarian laws. In the southeastern part of Nigeria, they violated every blessed day. Even as at yesterday, one happened in the court before the eye of the whole world. And nobody says anything. Nobody said anything. Nigeria continued to break international laws that they signed up to. Nigeria has not respected its own law, let alone international laws. They do not care. And the whole world is watching. There's no sanction given to them. Now that some part of the world have woken up to give sanction, they are coming out with different kinds of lies, propaganda, and blackmail to make sure it doesn't happen, because they want to keep the criminality to continue. And I hope that the United States will not pay attention to those madness. The human rights abuse in Nigeria is unimaginable, very especially in the southeastern part of Nigeria. The patterns they include extrajudicial killing, It is even as you are watching the video, there are evidences everywhere, in video, in picture, in audio. Extrajudicial killing. We have had when orders were given to them, go in and take the life of every young man from 15 upwards. We have had secret informations, audios that came out where instructions were given to the military to go and take out everybody. And when they go to Biafra, that's the where they go. They burn houses, burn family houses, destroy businesses, and take lives. We have also heard about arbitrary detention. Arbitrary detention is the order of the day. Amnesty International have so many reports, of which they post time and time, but no action is being taken. No action. Torture is something that is part of them. Torture is the daily life of Nigerians. More especially in the South, is they are facing torture every blessed day. Collective punishment. That is what we are facing in the southeastern part of Nigeria, the Biafra land. Collective punishment. They punish everybody, both children, old, young, for something we don't know anything about. For example, the so-called Igbo coup that later on turned out to be Igbo coup. Because of that one single lie, sponsored by the British, millions lost their life. And the hatred continues even up to this moment. Excessive use of force. That is the order of the day in Biafra land. That is why today we cannot protest in Biafra land, no matter what. Our supreme leader has been here for 5 years. We can't protest because of the excessive use of force by the Nigerian government. That every time we protest, they use live bullets. Innocent protesters. Harmless protesters with just flags and placards. The Nigerian government will use live bullets on them and unalive many people. It has happened so many times. In violation of international law, and nobody is paying attention. There are credible reports from reputable human rights organizations documented, a lot of them, showing these abuses of Nigerian government. One of them was shown to the late Muhammad Buhari. When he went to an interview in the CNN, it was shown live. He refused to look at it. He refused to look at it. That is how bad it is. Nigeria has never been held accountable for their crimes, not even once. No option for accountability exists anywhere for Nigeria. International Court, African human rights bodies, United Nations mechanism, none of them have been able to take action against Nigeria. And we are calling on them that it is time to take action. We are calling on all these international bodies to take action. It is long overdue. Not just the United States discussing it in their house. International courts should weigh in. ICC should weigh in and begin to take people in immediately. African human rights bodies should weigh in and begin to speak and take action immediately. United Nations mechanisms should also weigh in. And we will mobilize them by speaking, by writing, by educating them. And that is why we are coming online to speak. Every one of us should try as much as possible not to be silent. We must continue to speak, no matter how bad it is, no matter how difficult it is. Do not be discouraged. The abuses that is happening in Biafra land is unimaginable. You saw what happened in Obibo. Up to today, there are still people who are languishing in prison in the north from Obibo, simply because they are Biafrans. It's been years now, years and years, and more than 5 years and still counting. People are languishing in cells in the northern part of Nigeria from Obibo. They just throw them in that area so that nobody's going to discover them. People that committed no crime. It is sad. It is sad. Self-determination is not a crime. Self-determination is not a privilege. Self-determination is a right of the people, supported by international law, African peoples and human rights law, including the Zoological Republic law. But yet, Nigeria prosecute, detain, unalive people because of self-determination. Nigeria unalive many people because of self-determination. Nigerians must be held accountable for their crimes. The Zoological Republic called Nigeria must be held accountable for their crime. And the world must wake up and wake up now. We cannot continue to be silent in the face of atrocities that is happening every blessed day. We cannot continue to be silent. It is time everyone will add their voice and speak and let the world know what is happening. The atrocities of Nigeria against the Biafran people that started since 1967 is still ongoing up to date. The war, the loss of life, the attack, the pogrom is still going on. It never stopped. Only today they have managed to realize it, that they can be able to carry it out without anybody saying a word. Simply because we are asking for self-determination. We cannot conduct a peaceful protest. They don't allow us to involve in radio activism just to broadcast and speak about our situation. They don't want to do it. They don't want us. That is why today Nnamdi is in court. Simple because he was in the radio educating his people, telling the people what is going to happen and what has already happened. And everything he said in that radio, they have all completed today. They have happened before our own very eyes. And yet they are detaining that man for speaking the truth. The crime that Nnamdi committed was that he spoke the truth. He didn't keep silent like every other person. He didn't keep quiet. It is high time the world begin to hold them accountable. It is high time. Nigeria have criminalized self-determination and they end up in dragging so many other countries like Finland. They drag Finland today. Finland joined them in criminalizing self-determination, and that is why Finland have detained our Prime Minister Nnamdi. Nnamdi did not commit any crime. All he was doing was educating his own people. The same thing Nnamdi was doing. But some people, out of envy and jealousy, Biafrans themselves went against him, fought against him. Nigeria, seeing that the Biafrans have done the dirty work for them, they weighed him, and finally our Prime Minister Nnamdi was detained. Gross human rights abuse. That is what Nigeria is made up of. Every single thing about Nigeria is abuse of human rights. Everything they indulge in. It is happening every blessed day. Which one are you going to count? And which one are you going to forget about? The atrocities that is being committed in Nigeria, the abuse, the major victims are the Biafrans. This atrocity is committed against every single person in that Nigeria, regardless of your tribe, your location, your religion. But the main victim is Biafran people. We have suffered long enough. And that is why we can no longer be silent. We can't tolerate anymore. Civilians, farmers, traders, students, elders, women, and children are victimized every day, are unalived. by the government-sponsored terrorists every blessed day. Community leaders, journalists, peaceful protesters are unalived simply because they were looking for justice or bringing out the truth. The families of detainees denied due process, just like in the case of Nnamdi Kanu. You can see how they denied so many rights for nothing. So many. We have a lot of video evidence, picture evidence, audio evidence of the atrocities of Nigerian government that we have seen on a daily basis. If the world refuse to act, it might be too late when they do in time to come. If the world refuse to act now, it might be too late later on. Extrajudicial killing is happening every single day, even as we speak. Civilians are murdered during raids and roadside operations. And nobody is held accountable. They will just tell you accidental discharge. Civilians, they are murdered every day during roadside and raids that they conduct. You see them, we see it every day on video, on the social media. Nobody is held accountable. Arbitrary detention and disappearance. People arrested without warrant, held in unknown location, just like those in Obiwo who are held in the north before somebody discovered them. And they are still there even as we speak. These are human rights abuses that cannot be tolerated by any sane country. Torture and ill treatment. Credible testimonies of abuse in custody. We have seen so many of them. Just like one of our sisters that they raped in detention. They arrested her, they raped her, abused her, only left her to die. But the grace of Chukwu saved her, and she came out and confessed to all that happened to her. And after that revelation, nobody was held accountable. Nobody was called to order. No. What you see in Biafra land is collective punishment for all of us. Mass arrests, imposition of curfew at any time. You just wake up and impose curfew. They destroy the properties of Biafra people at will, targeting communities, just like what happened in Okuama. It happened in Okuama. It is still happening today in Okigwe and Olu. It is still ongoing. And nobody is paying attention. Nobody cares. They don't allow us to express ourselves. They do not allow the Biafrans to assemble. Whenever you assemble, they open fire on you. They attack us on our media platforms. They shut down our media. They put different kinds of law to scare people away from speaking the truth. They have succeeded in banning us from protests. Biafrans can no longer protest. That is why, in a very tough time like that, the only person that could call for protest is not a Biafran. Omoyele Sowore, in his wisdom, decided to call for a protest. And after that call for protest, you see some of them just waking up and keying in, which means they know that this is what is to be done, but they don't have the boldness to mention it. Until Sowore talked about it. Now they are coming out to give their support. Self-determination is our right. United Nations Charter, international covenants, African Charter, all support self-determination. Prohibition on arbitrary deprivation of life, torture, and cruel treatment. All these are international legal frameworks, but put in place, but Nigeria does not respect anyone. Nigeria does not respect anyone. Common Article 3 IHL, protection during non-international armed conflict. Nigeria don't care. Crimes falling under the Rome Statutes, war crime, crime against humanity, and genocidal definitions and elements is what you see in Nigeria every day, every blessed day, and nobody cares. Wherever you are as a Biafran, it is high time we rise up. We rise up and do the needful. This pain of lip service is not going to help anybody. Nigeria is party to fundamental human rights and humanitarian treaties. They have signed these treaties and has ratified the Rome Statute, meaning international mechanisms can be engaged when domestic remedies fail. But yet, after signing up to these treaties and ratifying them, still yet Nigeria continues to violate them. And the question is, why is it that the international community is not taking action? Why is it that Nigeria is not called to order? Why is not held accountable? Nobody wants to hold them accountable. Why is it so? You are waiting until the entire nation is wiped out before you begin to take action, right? I don't know what you're waiting for. This is something they have signed up to, and they violate it at will. Yet, nobody pays attention or calls them attention. There are so many evidences, both the ones that are coming from human rights organizations themselves, international NGOs, investigative journalists have published reports documenting patterns of abuse in the southeastern part of Nigeria, Biafra land. These things are documented. It's not something that you say you don't see or you're going to look for it before you find it. It is scattered everywhere. These reports collect eyewitnesses' testimony. They are everywhere. Medical evidence. They are everywhere. Satellite imageries. On the ground reporting. These things are facts. That you don't even need a debate. You don't need any debates in it. There are facts. They are all facts. There are evidence everywhere. But yet, the question is, what is the world waiting for? What is the world waiting for? A country that has violated all the laws. Yet, nobody cares. There are evidences of arbitrary arrest everywhere. And nobody cares. Look at the case of Nnamdi Kanu, what they are doing. A man whom the Amnesty International, United Nations have given them order to release him and pay him compensation. Yet, they did not only continue to detain him, they deny him access to medical treatment. They deny him access to medical treatment. And yet, every one of us is going about as if it is business as usual. It is not. It is high time we pay attention and take action where necessary and stop this madness. It is unacceptable. No sensible people will accept what is happening in Nigeria. And that Biafrans can never, ever, ever accept second-class citizens in a country that they built. They can't accept second-class citizens in their own home, in Biafra land. You want us to run away and anything like that? It's not going to happen. My fellow Biafrans and people of the world, it is high time action is taken and something is done. We cannot continue to pretend that all is well when everything is bad. From all the points that I have pointed out, you have seen the truth. Nigeria's attack on Nigerian attacks on Biafran is something that if you begin to enumerate it, it's not going to finish today. All the attack of Nigeria on Biafrans are illegal under every known law of humanity. What Nigeria is doing today in Biafra land are illegal. The destruction of lives and property going on. The unaliving of Biafrans youths. Nigerian attacks are illegal under every known law of humanity. But why is the world silent? The blood of the innocent is crying for justice, and justice will speak through us. That is why we cannot be silenced. That is why we cannot stop doing what we are doing. That is why every Biafran must tighten up their belts. My people, do not give up. This is our generation. Call to history. Stay firm, stay united, and keep your voice loud until Biafra stands free. I appreciate everyone that have joined me on this very quick evening broadcast. By the special grace of Chukwuka, we're going to be here again tomorrow morning to continue on another part of this exposition. We will continue to do it. It does not matter what the enemies are doing. It doesn't matter how many people are paying attention. When Mazen Nnamdi started, he started with little or nobody was paying attention. But today he has been vindicated. We will continue to give a voice to Mazen Nnamdi, to Mazen Simon Ekpa. They will never be forgotten. You can never silence Mazen Simon Ekpa. We will continue to bring them in the front. And that is why we have decided to be doing it twice every day, regardless of the situation. And we will continue to do it. If you like to share, you share the program. If you like to subscribe, you can subscribe. Continue to create awareness, and there is no going back. Biafra lives forever. Thank you so much for joining me on this program. I appreciate everybody that was able to join us on this very evening section. And we are going to be back again in the morning tomorrow to continue. I can see my brother Gerard there. Thank you so much, Gerard. That's one of the strong Biafrans that is there, doing the best he can to add his presence, share informations. We will never give up. People like Gerard are the people that there's no way they can be here and I will be silent and sit back and not. I don't care. These are the people that I'm concerned to see when I come to the program. I come to a program and I see them, I'm satisfied. Even if it's only one person. Those who are concerned, at least, that will show that there are Biafrans that are still concerned. There are Biafrans that know what they want. And my brother Gerard is one of them. He's here in morning program, and here he is in evening program also. May Chukwuka continue to guard and protect everyone that is there. My brother Gerard, thank you so much for being there. May Chukwuka protect you, secure you, and give you long life in the land of the living. We will all raise the flag of Biafra. No matter what happens, they can't stop us. May Chukwuka protect our leaders, our Supreme Leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and our Prime Minister Mazen Simon Ekpa. We pray that they join us very soon as possible. We will never give up. It is either Biafra or Biafra. Thank you for watching. I will see you again tomorrow morning by the grace of Chukwuka. Stay blessed.
Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear, now go with the go so. Herdsmen, they kill us every day, for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they are they run to? Who be that? I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jollof. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive. We have up where this government they cause na time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come. It is very close at the film. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job, and the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it on. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collected bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. One of them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.